F is for Family is a show on Netflix that has been out for a while now, since 2015 to be precise. It has aired 2 seasons and it always seems to get a mediocre response. It doesn't get the hype like BoJack or even the strength of the cult following like Big Mouth. However, Netflix seem to keep on renewing the show, with the release of season 3 on the horizon, and it's seeming as though Frank is going to be hitting our screens sooner rather than later. Here, I thought I'd take a look at the show and see if it's actually worth watching. Before I go ahead, make sure you go over to my Twitter @BrainPilot_ and let me know what you want my next video to be on. So without further ado, I'm BrainPilot, and here is F is for Family, Is It Worth Watching? The story. The main premise of the story is that you follow Frank and his family, which consists of his wife and 3 kids, and you follow all of the ups and downs that they go on in the 1970s as a middle-lower class American family. Does that sound familiar? It's a formula that's been successfully carried out before, but it's also been replicated several times over and over again. There are lots of ups and downs that the family go through, and it really focuses on how Frank hates himself, his family, and his job. There is no happiness in his life really, other than the love that he has for his wife. However, that is diminishing day by day due to his attitude, and when it does eventually break, he tries his hardest to win her back. There are several subplots that occur during the show which come along with the children's characters. However, they're not really of great importance in the grand scheme of things. When following Frank, you don't really like him to start with. But as time goes on, and the character not only develops, but you get to know him and understand why he acts the way that he does. And you almost learn to sympathize towards him. The stories that involve his lazy fat boss are always hilarious to watch, and they make great entertainment. The first season only had 6 episodes, whereas the second season had 10, which obviously shows that a lot of the viewers that watched the first season enjoyed the second. I'm going to presume that in the newest season we'll be picking up from the end of season 2, and there will be the same type of humor and attitude towards each of the characters. And as well, I'm going to guess that there's going to be 10 episodes. The humor. The humor in the show is almost like BoJack Horseman meets Big Mouth. It's got the visual elements of Big Mouth and the way in which they talk about sex and subjects that aren't for the politest of ears. However, it's got the dryness that BoJack has, where you find yourself laughing at certain things that were said moments later due to only just getting it. The characters on their own are funny, and each bring something to the table. However, I feel Frank is the funniest, with his attitude towards his family and his love yet hatred towards the country. And the way in which it is heading makes it a great, laughable, entertaining viewing experience. Final thoughts. Overall, I would say that this show is most definitely worth watching. Not for the fact that it's the best animated sitcom on Netflix, but it makes an entertaining watch. The family dynamic and all that they get up to is interesting to see, and I guarantee will make you laugh on several occasions. But I do not feel as though the show is groundbreaking, revolutionary, or even anything that different. The only thing that really makes this different to The Simpsons or Family Guy is just how explicit some of the viewing is. I'm surprised it's a 15 with what you see on screen, but I said that with Big Mouth. I feel as though season 3 is something that I will most definitely watch. However, I can't see it being better than the most recent release of Big Mouth and BoJack. I'd say go and watch the show, you'll enjoy it, but I don't think that you'll love it. If you can prove me wrong, the comments are below. Fight for F is for Family now. If you want to support the channel in a different way other than just watching the videos, then I've recently set up a Patreon, and by donating, you can get yourself some exclusive content that's only available over there. So check it out and see what you think. What do you think of F is for Family? Do you enjoy it? Are you looking forward to season 3? Leave a comment down below, and don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you next time. I'd just like to say thank you to B Cypher and Josh Merriman, who are my 2 first patrons on Patreon.